How was your Christmas, Sandy?
It was quiet. We had a good time, though. We just relaxed and,
Everything okay with Glenn's family?
Yeah, we spent Christmas Eve with his mom and dad.
As per usual?
Yeah.
So how many years have you been married?
Oh, we'll come up 5 years. And this year, 5 years in July.
5 years, nice.
Amazing, eh? That I've been down there that long.
We're going to go straight across here. So what do you think of the run-walk strategy so far, Glenn? Is it fitting in with your fitness level?
She's more fit than I am right now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I've been working out on weights and getting back strong, my legs strong.
Do you still ride your bike?
I do spin class sometimes.
You know that Sandy used to be a road racer on bikes.
Oh, yeah?
She was winning stuff.
Until
she met me. You know what it was, I think, Sandy, with all that leg work you were doing, when you got into running, you had super powerful quads. And the more you ran, the weaker your quads got.
Oh, I've always done weights.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So.
They always say it's a good strategy to cross-train.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you get over 30, let's say.
Well, I'm only 29. So. Why are you laughing?
I didn't start running until I was 35.
I was 6.
You were 6.
Sprinter.
Wow.
That's this girl in elementary, except for Heather Battison.
Heather?
She always would beat me.
Is she still around?
I don't know.
Did you get to read...
22.
Did you get to read the Al Howie book?
No.
Wow.
Time 5 minutes. Distance 0.53 kilometers. Average heart rate 96. Workout average pace 9 minutes 23 seconds per kilometer.
I was saying that Sandy used to live on Diana.
We're going to go past the house.
Yeah, good.
Show you where I live.
So we can either go down and along, or we can go up and along.
Yeah, I want to go past the old Chinese store.
Oh, yeah. And there's that little laneway up the side.
Yes, that's where I used to go to school every day.
So you must have gone to Doncaster School.
Yeah.
Donkey disaster. You know what it is now? It's a French immersion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It says Doncaster School École. Doncaster.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yep, well, you know I used to work in home care.
Right.
One of my clients lived on Doncaster Drive. Unfortunately, he died of cancer. A Frenchman called Regis. And his 2 sons, they lived so close to the school that they waited till the buzzer went off, and then they left their house, ran down that little laneway, and into school. So they could literally wait for the buzzer. Anyway, to get back to my friend, the 24-hour that got knocked down to 12, she said the race started at 9 a.m. and ran for 24 hours if you wanted to. But she also said that you could start anytime you like. If you want to run in the night, you can run in the night.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to keep track of. It's easier than Elk Beaver. It's easier than trying to arrange a booze up in a brewery. All right, so this is the famous Doncaster grocery store.
I used to buy all my candy here.
And that's her school. So this cycle path is new.
Are we going up the path?
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, you missed the sing-along.
Oh.
Apparently, you know when there's these kind of crossings with a button, if you don't press the button, the driver doesn't have to stop for you. It's like you consider jaywalking for this,
See,
your next car.
so when I was a kid, this looked like a huge hill.
Yeah.
It was like I could barely make it up.
Well,
Well, we barely make it up today.
well, we're just warming up. We've done 6 minutes so far. But the thing is
counting.
that now that I'm looking after my heart, I have what I call traditional hike sections. And that's wherever, in the past I used to hike because it was getting hard. I listen to my heart rate. But normally I just say, well, I always hike this, so I'll hike it today. It's like the big hill on the other side of the golf course. I'm not planning to run up there. Glenn can run up. You can run up if you like.
We'll see how I
The
feel when we get
Masters
there.
used to live right here. We lived right behind them.
Yep.
And I used to come through their yard.
And the man that I used to work for lived in that red house with the siding
Okay.
on that one there.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I actually think I rode my bike right into their prickle bush. In this house, I came down and my brakes came off my bike, and it went right
Yeah,
into
that
this
was the way I
tree.
was thinking of going back. When
And
we
my
come,
blue blackberries went flying all over the place.
when we come back,
Oh, then we'll go up here.
up there and then down to Cedar Hill Crossroad
Okay.
and out. So we're doing
Ooh, this is
the
fun.
easy start, and then we'll have a bit of a hard finish. But then after that, it's like a kilometre of downhill. Come on, let's go. Which way do you want to go round?
Left.
Go that way?
Yeah.
Okay. So around towards the rec centre. And that would take us right past Sandy's old house.
Oh, the Labuckies live here. Hello, kitty.
Talking of kiddies, Endor is getting very old.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh my
What is
gosh.
Andor now?
Have you ever had a
22,
cat?
23?
I don't know.
Time 10
You
minutes.
see, we got her from News Victoria.
Okay.
Average heart rate 71.
So we don't know how old she
Average
is.
pace 9 minutes per kilometer.
But
Chris used to live here.
in here,
Yeah.
I know somebody who lives in there.
No, she lived in the second house.
The guy in this house has got a blind cat. And I see him sometimes taking the cat out on a leash. Because,
Oh, let's go through here.
yeah, I was going to say, this is the shortcut
This is my old house.
to Diana. Is it Diana Place or Diana Road?
Diana Place.
Lady Di.
Smells nice.
Okay,
It's probably all the cannabis.
So this was the block.
It's all the cannabis they're growing around here.
No, it was cedar.
Oh, cedar, okay.
Spanish cedar.
Spanish.
They added a
Like
top.
in
They added that extra on.
Do you want a picture of that?
No.
No?
And this used to be a field we used to play in, but they don't have it grassed down. The boys used to play soccer and baseball.
Wow.
Yeah, they
Tell me
closed
about-
the whole thing.
Tell me about the story when the fire brigade had to come and put out a fire.
Oh. Yeah, a little.
Was that
I
around
was
here?
smoking.
Was that around
Oh,
here?
you're going to
It
show
was
us?
just up
You're
here.
going to show us where it was?
I was smoking with my friend, and we put a little bonfire together. It was the hottest part of summer, and in bare feet.
It must have
Thing
been,
exploded.
there's a big wood chip pile there now. But I was saying to Norma, you'd need a blowtorch to get anything to burn
Oh, yeah.
today.
It's all soggy.
Yeah. I mean,
Jet fuel.
you don't get quite as much rain in San Francisco. But you know roughly what the weather's like. You get those, what do they call them now? Pineapple Express. Comes in from
Every now and
Hawaii.
again. Yeah.
Lots of rain.
We don't get nearly as much rain here. I mean, in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Maybe not even a quarter.
So my poor friend Martha, she had to downgrade to the 12-hour
Yeah.
from 24. But I'm pretty sure that if she'd just done a bit of run walk and not spent every lap sitting down, she might have done better. That's okay. You learn from your mistakes.
That's true. And hopefully you have enough time
You actually probably learn more.
to actually profit from what you learn.
Yeah. If everything goes well, the first thing something doesn't, you think, what am I going to do now? I didn't meet my goal. But if you're used to failing once in a while, then you have coping strategies. Oh, she's tearing up. She's thinking about all her boyfriends in the bushes. See, that's where the chip pile is.
That's where
Where she set fire.
Right where the song is, right there?
No, there's a big wood chip pile
Oh, over there.
just behind. Anyway,
Rebel.
I don't think they'll get you now.
No, I thought I was wondering if you knew that.
You can't prove it. They can't prove anything. Unless they have evidence.
I think the statute of limitations is probably run out by this point.
Yeah.
Somebody will be listening to my podcast and say, so it was her. She did it.
Morning. Thank you.
I remember doing a race here once. It was called Mud, Sweat and Tears. And it was,
Where you do my cross-country races.
yeah, it was called Mud, Sweat and Tears.
No.
And in those days I was running 4-minute kilometers. Nowadays I can't even run 8-minute kilometers. Well, I can. But I tend to alternate. One
Do you
day,
have any problems or anything, like injuries,
Well,
like niggling?
about when I got my prostate checked, and the 50-year check, kind of my
Yeah.
service, the doctor said, I'm going to get you to take all the tests that I know, because we only see you once every 10 years. So we might as well catch you all at once. So they did all the tests, and they said, well, your heart rate readings are a little weird.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, low or high?
There was, let me see if I can remember what it was. Arterial stenosis, which is like a slight blockage
Oh,
of the artery.
well, I'm surprised.
Well, I'm not actually, because in the day,
Distance 1.78 kilometers. Average heart rate 87. Workout average pace 8 minutes 24 seconds per kilometer.
we'll get that down. On the day, I used to push it quite hard. And all those very long races might have just clogged my heart muscle or something. Anyway, he said, are you still running? I said, yeah, sure. He said, well, look, take some advice from me. Run with the ladies. He said, don't get competitive. Don't try and beat the young guys, because it'll kill you. You never know when these things will happen. There'll be a blockage, and my heart won't be able to pump any blood, and I'll go down. But that's why I keep track of my heart rate. If I get up to like 150, I back off. But at the moment, it's barely at 100.
Well, you know, if we start to bore you, you can just run on ahead.
No, it's more like, as long as I remember to hike the hills and not get competitive with Glenn, the young Glenn. Hello. You see they put a green roof on the rec centre? Not the second part, but the first part. They got plants instead of drains.
Oh, they got cushions.
Yep, they've got stuff growing on the roof.
That's cool.
It's supposed to try and... It maintains the heat
Yeah.
because of the layer of dirt.
Yeah.
And it also stops big issues with runoff. The plants get fed. They catch most of the water. Apart from just recently, they've had to run the surplus into the gutters. But the green roof it's doing quite well.
Pretty puffy.
Yeah. Are you thinking of getting a dog?
Of course, we always thinking about getting a dog.
Hello.
Morning.
Lots of colours. Very colourful dogs. It reminds me of that Peter Sellers sketch. Does your dog bite? Cranky and what's the other one called?
Oh,
Beautiful.
they are just beautiful.
I like that grey fleck in the fur.
Auto
No,
pause.
they are. I had a border collie.
We
Smarter
might
than
see you
me.
on the other side because we're going to do a loop.
Oh, yeah, sure.
See ya.
Thank you.
Hello.
Workout resumed.
See, there are all the indoor runners on the mill. Do you have a treadmill at home, Sandy?
Oh, no.
We have a gym around just down the street.
I don't use it. I don't use it. No, I go nuts.
I do in the winter.
Well,
I
it
don't see
depends.
daylight except for the weekends.
If you have some sort of goal, like you've got a race coming up and you want to keep your fitness level up, it probably
I'm
is.
just running anything.
I just,
Hey, look at this. Most of the time, there's almost no water in this creek. Balka Creek.
Yeah.
Hi. But with all the rain we've had in the last 2 or 3 days, all the creeks are overflowing.
That's great.
Yeah. We should send that water down to Australia.
we got a little bit, just a little bit of rain.
And this is new for Sandy. Look.
Oh,
They're,
Oh, yeah.
well, they call them drums.
oh,
And the theory is you're supposed to go and
oh.
with a group of people, you could do like a drum circle.
Oh, you can hear it. Some guys banging.
Cool.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out if they were solid pieces of cedar or whether they were just box units. I think they must be boxes.
Yeah.
I don't want to work.
Get everybody saying, I don't want to work. I just want to bang on my drum all day.
And the dog wants to get it. What's going on? What's going on?
Anyway.
What's going on?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
She's like, thank God there's no doorbell one.
I thought they were solid pieces of cedar, but they're not. They're planks.
Yeah, it's meant to be some sort of a drum thing, you know,
Yeah,
which is
it's
pretty
cool.
cool, eh?
Yep.
You know, I mean, in addition to gorgeous
The artwork
looking,
is familiar, West Coast
yeah,
artwork.
and they're nicely curved.
I remember when they put it in.
Yeah.
I saw the guy in the fence.
I didn't notice.
This is like about a month ago, eh?
Well,
Smells good, too.
it was initially opened about a month ago.
Okay.
But the fence was around here, and there was a sign saying art monument or civic art installation. And
Okay.
eventually they appeared.
Yeah.
Neat.
And of all the, think about it, eh? Of all the city art that's been put up around here,
This
this
is one of the
most
better ones.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
You know, yeah.
Much better than the one at Save on Food.
Oh, I know, whatever that one is. The
Pile of junk
the-
and a
the
straw.
scrap metal, yeah.
Scrap metal.
The-
It looks like a garbage can,
Yeah.
a bit
Yeah,
of
a little bit of
tubing.
Skylab come down.
Where's that one?
Right outside the Save on Foods,
Oh, the
Yeah.
one on
The new memorial.
Blanchard.
Or the cement, what is it? The cement mattresses up by the
I can figure those out.
up by the
yeah,
park.
on Government
Yeah,
Street.
that's right.
Have you seen the rings on Lockside? There's some metal
Yeah,
rings.
things have changed.
No.
You leave
It's like
for
a
5
cone.
years and
Okay, is it good? Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Trouble is, it's been up for so long, it's starting to get moss growing underneath
Oh,
it
okay.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
hanging out for a couple of weeks.
Anyway,
Yeah.
We'll get into town eventually, but
shall we continue our run?
Yes.
Yeah, I see you on the Harriers, which we're
Victoria.
trying to join up with the forest dwellers running.
The Forest Dwellers running club.
Yeah. You guys seem a little bit more advanced to us.
Well,
We're
apparently
not
that's-
into
the Harriers,
ultra-marathoning.
the Harriers are
Yeah.
quite a gung-ho crew.
Yeah.
Their motto is go hard or go home.
Yeah, ours is
Go easy
yeah,
and
go
enjoy
easy
it.
Have a
and
good
then
day.
go home.
And then go home.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get going?
let's go.
Let's go.
Have a great
Alrighty.
day.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thanks for the drumathon.
Drumapalooza.
Drumapalooza. Oh, we get to see our friend with the dogs again. He's going to get around here quicker than we are today. Well, that's good. As
Yeah.
long as you get on with your workmates.
Oh yeah, very well. Got a good boss. Got a good management.
But you're behind the scenes.
Yes.
You're not a teller.
No.
I went into our bank at Christmas, and the teller looked so lonely.
Oh,
Yeah. He had a little bobble hat on and everything.
a little toque.
Yeah,
I hear they call that a toque here.
it's a toque. And this tree, every year they decorate it.
Oh, lovely.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a tree on Wayne Road. They get a big, huge tree. They actually get a crane out Like one of them little people movers.
I got
They go up and way up in the
cherry
high
picker.
tree. Yeah.
That's what they call it, a cherry picker. Well, I got a woman. I was taking a picture of this tree the other day, and she said, "Do you want me to take a picture of you?" So I said, "Sure." So I stood there, the classic "I'm not a selfie person" kind of look. Anyway, it's when you can't see the hands, then you know they're holding the phone themselves.
Yes.
But when you see both hands, you think, okay, either he set it up on a rock or somebody took his picture.
Yeah.
Well, this is about as bad as it gets for sloppy.
No splashing, eh?
Well, it's a pretty nice golf course.
I love this golf course.
Is this a public course?
Yeah, it is. It's a municipal.
Very nice for a public course.
Yep. And the people who work
Way
here,
nicer than the one I used to work at back in the States.
the people who work on that course get top union rates for poodling around in the golf cart. Like any Saanich employee,
Yeah.
they don't have to take out the trash. They just have to ride around here vacuuming the greens. All right, up we go.
Yeah, for 15 years.
You were working for the RCMP,
Yeah.
and
And then when I moved back to Victoria,
then you went to the Coast Guard.
yeah,
Is it considered the same kind of employment? Is it a government job?
federal government.
Federal government. Did you have to prove that you could speak French?
Nope.
That's good. Hi.
The security clearance, though.
Yeah. But I guess if you work for the RCMP, they assume that you're an honest person.
Well, no, they don't assume. They do all kinds of
Well, I
background
had
checks
top
on you.
secret clearance.
So you're cleared to share state secrets or not to share them.
Not to share.
Yeah. You know, like how long Trudeau's beard is now.
Well, I
Now that's all
remember
linked to the media, so it's not secret.
I remember speaking to a friend. Hello. I was speaking to a friend the other day and I said, "You're very secretive. Did you ever work for the CIA?" Because he's an American now. He said, "If I tell you, I'll have to kill you."
Well,
And after that, he hasn't said another word. So maybe I twigged it.
my dad, for the longest time, he worked for scientific heating and cooling chamber company. He used to go all around the world working on these high-end
Didn't he work for the military
technological. You know, and he'd go to Germany, and he'd go to Thailand, he'd go to Prague.
as well? Hey, Sandy, get
Oh,
yourself...
let's do a nice one. Turn around.
All right, I got it. What, with the ducks behind
Well,
us?
if you want a nice one, you better just pick the two of you.
Honey.
Get in there. That's it. Now he's blocking the ducks. Oh,
You want me to
that's
take
good.
it?
Yeah, you take it.
If he'd stop moving.
We have to turn it around.
No, it's facing the right way. Oh, that's right. Yeah, 'cause we were
You
doing
don't want
selfie.
a picture of me.
Oh, well, maybe we do. All right.
Now
Can you
the
see us?
ducks. Which ducks
Ah, it doesn't
are we
matter.
Can you see us all?
No, it'll be good. I can see you all. I can only see a couple of ducks. But I'll take it this way too, and then you'll get more ducks.
Lucky we're not on the
Now
clock,
I
eh?
can't see you. You're hiding in the back. That's not fair.
Yeah, this is going to be the slowest loop of Cedar Hill golf course.
Well,
Thank
you need to have
you.
some entertainment.
Thank
without
That's
this
true.
noise.
Sure. Thank you.
so much.
Happy New Year.
But yeah, I used to always joke that he was in the CIA because he was
Workout
this
resumed.
is back when he was training and doing
Oh, I just-
Iron Man and such. So
I've just taken 50 pictures of my thumb.
well, that way you'll have a good one.
Yeah.
You know, one of them will turn out.
Well, you know what it is? On the iPhone, if you hold the button,
A rapid shot.
it does rapid shots.
Yeah, I think our phones do the same thing, but I've never tried it.
Yeah, because mine does that sometimes.
Sandy got a great photo of a squirrel in flight the other day.
Well, that's what it's good for. If you got...
a shot before it started moving, see it's real good, and then you see a blur because it's in flight jumping.
Well, that's what's good about it, and it's also good for sport.
Yes.
If they're coming up to score a goal, you go, and the chances are you're going to catch the money shot.
Ball leaving the
Hi.
foot or something, yeah.
Or the ball hitting the back of the net.
Yeah, or the ball hitting somebody in the head.
Or in the balls.
Yeah, in the ball.
Oops.
Well, that happened to me once when I was a little pup
Hang on, let me pause
playing
this.
goalie.
I used to say to Sandy that running in the mud and the cold water was like ibuprofen for the ankle. It would bring down any swelling.
That's true.
If you're running with a wet shoe, everything shrinks back.
Sure. Just too long, though, you get.
Hello. Norma asked me what the trail was like, and I said, can you imagine brown oatmeal? That's what it's like.
Well, this is much better than we get on Mount Diablo, because when it turns to this in Mount Diablo, it's clay.
Yeah.
So you put your foot down, and you lose your shoe and your sock in the
Shoe
clay.
sucking.
Yeah.
Shoe sucking clay.
When you're lucky, it's just piles up on the bottom of your shoe, and you got to kick it off every 10 steps or so.
Yeah. You must run in the Presidio sometimes. Is that a park?
Presidio, yeah, it's a park now. I never actually run there. No, I think I've
Golden
never actually
Gates
run there.
Park as well.
I don't actually ever run in San Francisco anymore.
Yeah, well, my friend, the woman I was telling you about, she has her own podcast.
Yeah.
And it's called Martha Runs the World.
Okay.
And she's always talking about the Presidio and views of the Golden Gate Bridge and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know what? I take that back. I did run through the Presidio once en route to the Golden Gate Bridge, because I ran across that up into the Marin Headlands on the other side a couple
That's
times.
the other one, the Marin Headlands.
That's where these fleeces are from.
Okay. Hello. Hi.
50
That
mile
kid's
or up all around.
that kid is dressed for wading in puddles.
Yeah. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I met Sandy, when I was working in San Francisco, I'd go in super early and run up and down the Embarcadero,
Yep.
just out to where Chrissy Field is, where that 24-hour race is your friend did. I'd turn around and come back. Or I'd run up and down Coit Tower Hill.
Yeah. Well,
long
next time
steps
she says, why don't you come down to San Francisco and visit?
Why don't you come down to San Francisco and visit?
I'll say, well, I've got you, I've got Glenn, I've got Sandy. Who
We got a
knows?
pool too.
Yeah.
A pool.
I got a pool.
Come and sit and get a sun
Now
tan.
they know what a gung-ho runner I am. Pushing to the max.
Yeah, we'll fill the pool with ice cubes for you, too. You really want to?
It's already got ice cubes in it there.
It's one
Well,
big ice cube right now.
A few,
No, it
of,
doesn't get that cold.
a few of my friends have started recording while they run.
Okay.
And I keep telling them, slow down. You got to be able to speak a full sentence. Or you're going too fast.
Yeah, we don't want to hear you breathing the whole
Yeah,
time.
it sounds like a porno movie. All you hear is,
That would be me
Yeah, that's not funny.
for the first hour.
hello. Hi there. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bit late with the Merry King's Pond.
Looking for tadpoles
Yeah.
and feed the ducks.
You know, normally they're all over here,
Yeah,
Glenn.
I know.
And you can run through here, and they don't even get out of your way. You basically have to step around them. Nothing spooks these ducks.
No.
Anyway, as I was saying, I tell them, slow down. I call it podcaster's pace.
Yeah.
And then I got so slow one day, I said, this is more like a plodcast than a podcast. Hi.
I walk on the neighborhood streets these days.
Yeah?
To do a circuit, but you know,
You've probably seen the worst of it already.
I don't know. They're talking about snow.
Have you just joined the loop now?
12 kilometers.
No,
Average heart rate 136. Workout average
Okay.
pace 8 minutes.
But this is the first part of the trip. This is about as bad.
It's too wet.
Well, you could go down Cedar Hill Crossroad and come back up Derby.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a good hike. Coming through. The Jackal Express.
I want to don't go too hard.
Yeah, don't overdo it.
Are you getting palpitations?
No, but last night I went to bed at like 7:30. Like, oh, I'm getting a cold. And I can't get sick right now, you know?
No, Cindy needs you.
Yeah,
Cindy needs you to stay healthy.
yeah,
They put new chip down here.
yeah.
Yeah, nicest part of the run right here.
Yeah, nice view as well. Can't see the Olympics too well.
They used to have the TV station up here.
Really?
Yeah, it was a huge
Antenna?
antenna and a station.
Maybe they moved it to Mount Doug. I know that's a communication antenna.
And these houses.
Hang on, I've got to catch this before I get into the sun of the... So I stay in the shade. That's a nice picture. You can show Cindy
Yeah.
where you grew up. She moves from one millionaire's part of the world to another millionaire's part of the world.
Yeah.
Go where the money is, eh, Sandy?
Oh, you betcha.
That's the way to do it.
Find rich young men and
Go big or go home.
exactly.
Fast.
Have a good year at running.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, hopefully it will be a good year.
I think it's gonna be good, babe.
That year.
It's gonna be the year, babe.
Just don't enter too many races.
Just one big one.
Just one big one.
One big one. Do javelina.
Better than javelina.
Yeah, better than.
What?
Easier than.
Easier than javelina?
More bulletproof. Real safe.
Hi.
Morning.
The trouble with some of those ones, like elk beaver, is they're deceptive. You have to be really well disciplined because on a hilly course, you walk the hills.
Yeah.
But on a flat course, the tendency is to go too fast and think, well, why am I slowing down? There's no hill. You're slowing down because your heart's getting tired.
Yeah.
That's why.
You go in a calorie deficit, you're going to die.
Well, that's the other one. Rob Smith, one of Sandy and my friends, he used to do 200-mile events. He did the one that you did.
Yeah.
He's not doing any more of those, is he?
I don't think he is. And he did the Pigtails 200 in Washington.
Yeah.
But his advice was eat early and often.
Yeah.
Don't wait till you get hungry.
Nope, don't wait for anything.
Yeah, but that's what happened to me. I was vomiting blood at 75 miles.
Hello.
Well, that's because you ate too much.
Yeah, because it gets to a stage when the body won't be able to digest it
Right.
anymore.
It sits there and agitates your stomach.
And then it's going to come out one end or the other.
Yeah.
Or both at once.
Both at once is to be
Here
avoided.
we are.
And here we are. Back to Glacier Place.
She's already had a moment or two since we've been here.
Average heart rate
So,
105. Workout
no, we're not going
pace
too
8
far.
minutes, 29 seconds per kilometer.
All right, so now we go uphill. I predict we'll be hiking from just about where that woman is. Maybe before. Just push a little bit, Sandy.
Yeah.
You got the strong legs. I'm the one.
There's that kitty.
The cat wants to run with us. Hi, kitty. We stop for kitties here. We stop for kitties in honking Great Hills. Watch out, don't get the cat run over. Oh. I know. So this next one, this next street, what's it called? Claythorpe or something? Cranbrook. We'll catch her even if she runs.
I just don't want her to
Overdo it.
tax herself too much.
But you can see how, if you choose your route, you can get almost as good a workout hiking hard. Hello. And there's Mount Tolmie.
Yeah.
It's a nice view, that one. Because you don't have all of Shelbourne in front. It's above the Shelbourne street level. Mount Tolmie. I used to have a client that lived in this building. That's how come I knew that shortcut through the back of Ophir.
Workout average pace 8 minutes 17 seconds per kilometer.
Hello.
Yeah, I think she nailed it. I think it's Indian curry.
We make a lot of curry, you know, now that we're vegan.
Big pot of onions.
I told you that I asked them when the kitchen opened and they said
That's great.
11:30,
Yeah.
so that's great.
Yeah, perfect time.
I think so, with all those photographic breaks that we took.
Yeah.
Should be about an hour. See, Sandy always wants to win.
Yeah.
There she goes. Norma's the same.
I let her win.
I do too.
Every now and again, it's good for her self-esteem.
Yeah. It's good for the old brownie points as well. You won, and you weren't thrown away either. Gotcha.
Let me see.
Right of first refusal, babe.
There you go.
Workout
You picking your nose?
No, she's not.
Okay.
She's sucking on a nipple.
Ah.
It's almost as bad, isn't it? Well, we're going to have to see if we're decent enough to go into a bar.
I am.
You
I'll
reckon?
just change my shoes.
Yeah. Let me just stop the app. 51 minutes of moving time.
Workout start.
And they were very moving. I almost teared up a few times there, Sandy,
Did you?
thinking of the old times.
I know. I talk about them a lot, actually.
Well, you know, we were younger, 10 years younger.
Man, we used to run all over flipping town, didn't we?
We used to run the back doubles all the time, up and down on Bear Mountain. Is it Bear Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's been fun, and I'm glad that you put up with my antics.
Love your antics.
You love my antics?
Yeah.
You know how the English say
Yeah.
anti-clockwise instead of
I think
counterclockwise?
my socks are big.
The English say anti-clockwise instead of counterclockwise.
Yes, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, they do. They say anti-clockwise. It's like the opposite of uncle clockwise. You've got anti-clockwise and anti-clockwise and uncle clockwise. Anyway, enough nonsense. I better stop this recording. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
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 Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to our millions of fans.
Bye from the Yank.
Bye-bye from the San Franciscans. Yeah.